Today we will try to understand how to graph linear inequalities on the coordinate plane. This is like graphing linear equations, but instead of showing just the line, we will shade an area to show all the possible solutions. An inequality means we are not looking for just one answer, but many values that satisfy the inequality. So let's remember the symbols that we use in inequalities. So this is greater than, this is less than. So for greater than and less than, the type of line that we use in the graph is dashed line. So what is the meaning of the dashed line? So dashed line means the points on the line are not parts of the solution, which means they're not included in the solution. So let's note it here, not included. Another symbols that we use in inequalities, greater or equal and less than or equal. So the types of line that we use in this type of inequalities is solid line, and solid line means the points on the line are parts of the solution, which means they are included in the solution. There are four main steps that we will use in graphing the inequalities. So the first step is rewriting, or let's say just rewrite the inequality in slope-intercept form. That's the first step, let's say. And the second step, graph the boundary line, graph the boundary. The third step, choose a test point. We usually choose 0, 0 if it's available. Choose the test point. And as the fourth step, shade the correct area. So let's apply this fourth step. Let's say we have an inequality y less than 2x plus 1. So let's remember the steps. So first we will assume that if y equals 2x plus 1. So why is that? Because in order to draw the graph, we will need, as we do in equalities, at least 2 points. So we will assume that y equals 2x plus 1 so that we can get the 2 points by the xy chart or the xy table. And let's give some random numbers to x. Let's say x is 0. So I will substitute 0 for x in the slope-intercept form. So it becomes y equals 2 times 0, 0 plus 1. So y equals 1. So when x is 0, y equals 1. That's my first point. And my second point, let's assume that x is 1. If that's the case, y equals 2 times 1. I'm substituting 1 for x plus 1. So y equals 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 3. So when x is 1, y is 3. Now I have the 2 points. So I will draw the boundary as the second step. So let me draw the xy plane first, coordinate plane. That's x, that's y, that's 0, 0. And the point is when x is 0, y is 1. So that's the first point. 0 and 1. When x is 1, let's say x is 1 is here, y is 3, let's say this is 3, the intersection of these two, that's the second point. Okay, so what I will do, I will connect the points with dash line, because why is that? It's less than, so it's not going to be solid line, it will be dashed line. So let's do that. So let's remember again, dashed line means the points on the line are not parts of solution, they are not included in the solution. So that was the second step. The third step was we will choose a test point to test the area. So we usually choose 0, 0. So let's choose 0, 0. And so what I will do, I will substitute 0, 0 in the inequality to check if that's correct or if that works for the inequality. So I will substitute 0 for y. So let's write 0 for y less than, instead of x I will also write 0, 2 times 0, 0 plus 1, so it becomes 0 less than 1, which is correct. So the third step is done. So it's correct. So what does that say us? Since it's correct, it means that the area that the test point is located is the correct area. So we will shade that part. So let's shade this area. So now that's my graph for the given inequality. So we completed the 4 steps and we get the graph of the inequality. So let's do another example. Let's say I have an inequality y greater or equal negative x plus 3. So first step, if y equals negative x plus 3. So I will get the xy table. I will assign some random numbers, random values to x. I usually start with 0. If x is 0, y negative x, which is 0 plus 3, so y equals 3. When x is 0, y equals 3. That's my first point. My second point, if x is, let's say, 2, so y equals negative x becomes negative 2, since x is 2, plus 3, which means y equals negative 2 plus 3, which is 1. So y equals 1 when x is 2. So I have the 2 points. So let's draw the xy coordinate plane. That's 0, 0. Let's mark the points. X is 0, y is 3. It's somewhere here. X is 0, y is 3. When x is 2, let's say this is 2. Y is 1. Let's say that's 3. That's 1. That's another point. So these are the 2 points. Let me make them blue. Now I will combine the points. Connect the points, sorry. And I will use this time solid line. Why is that? Because it's greater or equal. It means that the points on the line are parts of the solution, so they are included in the solution. So the question is, so which area, which part should I shade? I will test. I usually use the 0, 0 point. So I will substitute zeros for x and y in the given inequality and check if that's correct. If that's correct, the area that the test point is located will be shaded. If not, then the other part will be shaded. So y is 0 greater or equal negative x, which means negative 0. It's 0. 0 plus 3. So the inequality becomes 0 greater or equal than 3, which is not correct. It means that the area the test point is located in is not correct area. So I will shade the other part. So that's the graph of the given inequality, which is y greater or equal than negative x plus 3. So let's do one more example. Let's say I have x less than 4. So let's draw the xy plane, xy coordinate plane, and I will assume that x is 4. If that's the case, then the graph of x equals 4 will be, let's say this is 4, will be a vertical line, but the line will be dashed line because it's less than. Okay. The points on the line are not parts of the solution, are not included. So it says that the inequality says that x values which is less than 4. So you can test it, but you don't have to, because it's clear that it's asking the x values which is less than 4. So you just need to shade the parts that has the x values less than 4. So that's the graph of the inequality x less than 4. So let's do one more example. Y greater or equal than negative 2. Let's draw the xy coordinate plane. That's 0, 0. So let's assume that y equals negative 2. So that's here. If y is negative 2 here, since it's greater or equal, the line will be solid line. Line will be solid line. The points on the line are included in the solution. And the inequality says y greater or equal than negative 2, which means we will shade the upper part, because in the shaded area y is greater than negative 2, and since we have the solid line, it's also it also means that the points on the line are included.